Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for this session. My name is Daniel Marshner. I'm the Director of International Admission at Loyola Marymount University. And just like to talk with you briefly about the opportunities and the benefits that are available to consider when we're discussing free college summer programs. So first of all, I just want to mention a little about Loyola Marymount University. If you're not familiar, we're located in Los Angeles, California. And we are a medium-sized institution of just under 10,000 students. We have a great location in the city. If you're not familiar with Los Angeles, we're located pretty close to the Pacific Ocean. You can see actually on the background of this photo, we're about a kilometer away. We're also close to the international airport, and being located in the second largest city in the United States means that there are a ton of opportunities in terms of experiences to explore in Los Angeles, opportunities for incredible career outcomes, things like that. So again, it's definitely a place that has a lot of things to offer. We've been around for a little over 100 years, and you can see a little more about our university website there. But again, this photo here demonstrates the heart of our campus, and we're very proud to have been named as one of the most beautiful campuses in the U.S. for many years. So it's definitely a great place to be able to study. So I want to talk with you briefly about pre-college summer programs specifically. So for those of you who are considering this opportunity to really think about essentially test driving what it would mean to be a university student. So these are opportunities for you to really get a good sense of what it would be like to be a university student. Typically, the students who are part of this program would be rising juniors and seniors, or being in would be about to start either their last year or their penultimate year in secondary school. And so that's the main audience. Depending upon the institution, these programs can last anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. So there's a lot of variety of length of experience here. Of course, I just want to take a moment and appreciate all of you for being here today, and thank you for sharing with us in this virtual event. Of course, I'd love to be able to see you face to face, and we know that that's a challenging experience right now in the midst of the pandemic. So specifically at LMU, our summer programs for this specific summer are virtual, but in generally speaking, we have in-person experiences when we have these summer programs. And I think that's the case at a lot of institutions. You'll find a variety of experiences, whether it'll be virtual or in person. And obviously there's some benefits and differences to both of those. So virtual experiences, as you can see here in the photo, offer some really great ways for students to connect with faculty and really explore what virtual learning would be about. Obviously, a little bit more accessible depending upon where you might be coming from around the world. You can also appreciate the opportunity to save some costs, some money on what may be living expenses, things like that. So there are a lot of great benefits to the virtual experience. Of course, in-person experience is certainly a very good one as well, very beneficial. In that students, at least at LMU, for example, you can actually live on campus facilities, and I know that's an experience for a lot of other places as well. So again, you can experience what it's like to live in a residence hall. You can connect with other students from that perspective, and again, share about the life of the campus outside of the classroom. The other thing to consider when you're considering a pre-college program is whether you want to be part of a program that does offer university credit or more of a focus on personal enrichment. And so for a program that offers university credit, and those are our courses just like any other course at the university, you do receive a letter grade that if you were to enroll at that institution would stay with your permanent record there, but also could transfer to another college or university and be credit at that institution. So again, there's some benefits to that in terms of the real rigor of taking a college course and really experiencing that for yourself. If you're looking for something that might not have the same amount of pressure associated with it, for example, something that's a little more flexible in terms of your final result, you don't necessarily have to take a credit-bearing course. But the benefits, of course, are that you can really you can grow your intellectual curiosity, connect with some great people around the campus and really experience what that camp life is like. but again, not to be concerned at all about your long-term impact on your GPA or any of that kind of stuff. So again, a couple different variety of options there. Typically, the courses that are credit-bearing tend to be a little bit longer and potentially a little more expensive if you want to look at those options as well. At least in the US, it's important to note that the timing we're discussing here as well is typically in the months between June and August, if you're thinking in terms of when these experiences might take place. And so again, that may or may not be consistent with your academic calendar, so you just want to keep that in mind as well. And so again, what would be some of the real positive outcomes that you receive from being part of a pre-college summer program? These are programs that are typically taught by university faculty, so you can really experience the difference between taking a class with a high school teacher and a college professor. And again, in terms of the expertise, in terms of the level of dialogue, so there's really some positive benefits there to really understanding what that university professor perspective would be like in the classroom. These programs also offer students the opportunity to connect with current students. At LMU, that's certainly a hallmark of our summer program. So a chance to really to be able to be a high school or secondary school student and hear directly from students who are currently enrolled at the university about how they adapted to the academic environment, about some of the opportunities that they've had being a student at that institution, about why they chose to attend that particular institution as well, what that process was as they were considering their various options as well. And so it's a great way to benefit from those peer mentors and really take advantage of and be prepared for opportunities you may see when you actually enroll at a college or university in the future. Obviously, a lot of focus as well in terms of campus life, campus resources, and experiences from that perspective. So a lot of the pre-college summer programs are not just about the individual course that you'll take or courses that you'll take, but it is talking about, again, taking advantage of the resources on campus and really discovering how to use, to utilize, for example, the university library or the university recreational facilities or things like that you might find available. It's about really understanding the area in which the institution is located. So not just the specific campus resources, but life around the campus as well. For example, in LMU, because we're located in such a major city like Los Angeles, we always want our students to think about Los Angeles as an extension of our campus, as an opportunity to really to enhance their learning outcomes. So as part of the summer programs, we'll take students to places like Venice Beach and Santa Monica, for example, to explore what those areas are all about. The other thing to note as well is that because you're part of a college summer program, you also have the benefit of understanding a little bit better, hearing directly from your peer mentors, but also typically integrated into the curriculum, a sense of what the application process might entail. And so you can hear directly from admissions counsel like myself at individual institutions, or again, hear directly from your peer mentors about how they prepared for their college applications and how they were able to be successful in that process as well. So there's a lot of real benefits there. And of course, ultimately, and I know this is something that students are always thinking about, especially in the midst of a pandemic, which has really limited a lot of people's abilities to be involved in activities and organizations like they would in previous years. It's obviously a great way to be able to enhance the resume that you have available, to really demonstrate your interests, and really to expand upon that possibility as well. So again, there's a lot of things to really think about. One of the things I like to highlight is how unique and diverse the courses can be. So for example, you can see here one of the courses we offer is called an Intro to Comics and Graphic Novels. And so again, you think about the types of courses that you may anticipate taking in a summer program. There obviously are some courses that would be much more focused on things that would be very hands-on. For example, things like environmental science or filmmaking or acting. And those can be great experience as well. And also there's some things you can consider in terms of the creative pursuits like comics and graphic novels. And so I think there's a tremendous breadth of experience out there that you can consider. And again, you can certainly look at something that might make a lot of sense for your future career or what you're thinking what you might want to study in the future. But also this is a great opportunity just to explore what your interests might be. And that's certainly something that's a hallmark of the American educational system, is really being able to explore your interests in a lot of different areas. And again, this one is certainly something, if you are, this specific course is one of our most popular because I think it's an opportunity to really enjoy benefits of being involved in a summer program and enhancing your academics, but also to enjoy a subject matter that might be really interesting to you, and maybe something you never really considered before as an academic subject. But again, there's a lot of focus on not just the academics itself. And so specifically at LMU, for example, we do connect our summer students with our Career Professional Development Office to help students understand how to be prepared for an internship opportunity, for example, how to understand what networking is and how that can be an important consideration as you become a university student, or how to understand what the basics of what a resume should entail or what an interview might look like. And so there's a lot of opportunities there that are part of the summer program that, again, aren't necessarily the exact course that you're taking, but are opportunities for you to really grow as a student. As I mentioned before, too, if you do have the opportunity for those in-person courses to live in university housing, that can be an incredibly valuable experience for students to really understand what it's like a university student. Especially if you're considering a residential college in the United States, this is a great way to understand what it's like to share space with someone else, to be able to understand the types of, to have a shared living space, for example, and to really understand what that experience is all about. But also to enjoy some of the benefits of being able to really connect with people in those informal settings outside of the classroom environment. And so again, there's a great opportunity there if you are able to be part of an in-person experience, which depending upon when you might be considering the summer program, that's certainly possible for you to consider as well. So again, all that to say in a really brief overview that there are a lot of really great things to consider, a lot of really strong opportunities to consider in terms of these pre-college summer programs. To respond to a question I received a little bit earlier when I was at my table, what we're not suggesting by any means is that just because you've been part of a pre-college summer program that you will be necessarily a stronger candidate for admission depending upon where that summer program is located. But it is a great way to demonstrate your interest in that specific institution, but also not just in that specific institution, but really as a broader sense. It's a great way to demonstrate that you are excited and interested about the experiences you may have as a university student at a college or university in the United States. And also it's a great way to really understand and to have that little bit less stressful, a little bit less pressure-packed experience of being a university student. If you are concerned about that aspect of the academic expectations that you may find on a university campus, it's a great way to discover what the academics might feel like and what the classroom experience might feel like in a more relaxed environment. So again, certainly can be very beneficial from that aspect as well. So thank you so much for taking the time to connect with me and to learn more about the benefits of summer programs. I definitely encourage you, if you'd like to know more about our specific summer programs, there should, I guess we have the last page here. There's a great, if you just go to summer.edu, you can see more information about those programs as well. There we go. So there's a great resources there that you can consider. But again, thank you for being here today, and thank you for your interest in learning more about the benefits of summer programs. I know we're coming to the end of the session right now. I'm happy to connect with you directly at the table if you do have additional questions. But thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Daniel. I guess, yes, as Daniel suggested, you guys can meet him at the table as well, and I'm going to end the session.